So a lot of people saw, obviously, like Rampage was saying, the Alistair Overeem fight was an incredible fight because everybody knows Overeem as being a legend in MMA.
Yeah.
And I mean, you went out there and did some damage. How were you prepared for that fight? Was there a strategy?
Not really. I mean, my special was striking.
Yeah.
And Overeem was the guy that everybody knows that he's good at it, you know. And he has a good wrestling too, because even I watched him fight even at some tape from the Pride time, and he was submitting these guys, all those stuff. So I know that this guy is well-rounded. But at that time, I was in the peak of my confidence. I was in the peak. I didn't care. And one also, Overeem did the same mistake as Luis Enrique did. When we started to fight, he ran into me to wrestle me, and then put me on the cage. My back was on the cage. I turned him around, and I know that he has a very good knee. So the only thing that I don't have to do is to lean my head on the side. I have to stay like this. And he was trying to get out of there, and I take a measurement of him, like trying to fight. I'm like, I get the measurement. I'm like, okay, this is what you worth. I get this.
It's incredible that you're able to, in real time, kind of dictate someone's ability to move around you, right? Their strength, their ability, their agility, like all these things that you're doing, you're processing in real time.
That's a big
But
compliment.
a fighter, that's pretty incredible.
But I think Rampage will agree with me on this. Fighting is instant. You can do whatever you want. You can make a game plan or whatever. There is not a game plan that would tell you that on real time that there's a punch coming your way, move your head. There is not a game plan that would tell you that, okay, that's the opening of a takedown, do it. There is not a game plan that would tell you that, okay, that's the wrestling. You know, you process during the fight. You see, you do, you see, you do. Yes, you have a game plan, which is kind of like a guideline, like will remind you, and that's why your coach are there, will remind you to come back into the game plan. Remember, this is the strategy. Remember, you don't have to follow him because he might shoot in your feet or something, stuff like that. But like as far as fighting, it's instant. You see, you go. You see, you punch. You see, you punch. And sometimes, like the reaction between your the information and the action and the reaction of your hand is quite surprising. Like I have been in the fight so many times that they say, "Oh, this was beautiful. You did this, you did that, you did that. How did you do it?" I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it just happened.
Yeah, I ain't gonna make it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to look up to see exactly what I knocked this guy with.
Yeah,
I don't know what was it. I'm just in the flow. And then he happened.
He's
I
in the
saw
moment.
something,
Yeah.
boom, the moment. Wow. I have to look up and see what exactly was the finish.
That's incredible. At least you're honest about it. Most fighters are like, yeah, I've been practicing that technique for 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you can say, you've been practicing because it's only 6 punches in the hand, which is like two straight from left and right, 2 uppercut, and 2 cross. Other than that, it's only 6 punch in boxing. So yes, you've been practicing for sure. But
I want to.
Yeah,
I want to
makes
ask you.
sense.
I want to ask you about this guy in the PFL. That big guy. They say that he has to fight you next. That big tall guy. I saw him fight.
Renan Ferrer.
What's his name?
Renan.
Yeah.
Renan Ferrer.
Is that your next fight? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I think he'll be my next fight.
I don't want to talk about your game plan or anything like that, but that's the biggest guy I've ever seen in MMA.
Yeah. He's very agile. I've been telling people, even before the PFL, I've been telling people, watch this guy. This guy is good. Because you see what he does, basically from a guy with his size, I think he's 6'7", 6'9", and then he's very agile. He has like fast hand, good knee stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to get some like the biggest sparring partners that you can get to mimic that guy, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the game plan, the strategy, you find your sparring partner based on your strategy. You know, but yes, he's a big guy.
He's a big guy. Now that you and Jon Jones may never fight, could you bring him in to be a sparring partner?
Who?
Jon Jones. But
I don't know if we may never fight.
I
don't know. The option
that's a
is still
dream.
there.
That's a dream fight for
Come on,
fans.
that's the biggest fight of all time if that ever happens.
Oh my God!
It's still an option. I think he just what he needs is just the UFC to want to.
Yeah, we're hearing that there may be a possibility of a co-promotion between PFL and UFC where PFL sends their Achilles, UFC sends their Achilles, and the two Achilles battle.
Yeah, that would be
huge.
I think that would be an opportunity to fight Jon Jones.
Wow.
With Jon Jones, you know, a lot of people call him the GOAT, you know, of MMA. And a lot of people call you the baddest man on the planet.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's, in my opinion, I think he's like the best fighter in MMA.
And a lot of people, you know, consider you the baddest man walking the planet. Your ability to do boxing and MMA at the highest level. Do you feel like that's a fight that you need before you're done fighting? Or if it happens, it happens?
Not that I need, you know, I think I'm in the point of my life and I've been like this for so long that I take what happened. I don't feel entitled into anything and I don't want to put my satisfaction or my happiness based on somebody action or some action that I have no control with. You know, I think what I want to do before the end of my life is to give my best, do everything that I can do. And doesn't matter is the result. As long as I give my all, I'm okay with it. You know, there's a lot of things. I grew up learning how not to have things that I want, even the basic, you know, like having a toothbrush, having a breakfast, a lunch or dinner, having a shoes to wear, having a clothes. I grew up learning how to not have those stuff and to still live without it. So I don't think not having a fight, even though I really want that fight, would be change something in the outcome of my life.
Wow. Inspiring.
Yeah, that's very inspiring, man.
I mean, to look at life that way and be a true icon to up-and-coming fighters and people who don't fight, but just to hear this story, to have a basic need of a toothbrush and a lunch and still be able to have a good mentality and a good spirit, I can tell definitely why you're so successful in life.
Well, I think, you know, sometimes, even though I hate my childhood, I don't like it, I think about it, and then I still have this bitter taste, like, you know, because I think like every kid deserves at least a childhood, that moment that you're innocent and then you can do anything, you haven't done anything in life to be held accountable of. You deserve the minimum, the basic, you know, just to enjoy your childhood, to have a friend that you can play with, to be able to party with them, to be able to go to birthday or whatever it is with the other kid. I think every kid should at least have that. Then later on in life, when you become an adult, the rest is on your responsibility. I think if you have a childhood and then you become an adult and things doesn't work out for you, you can't blame anybody. It's on you. And then you can fight that because you have a power of taking action, you know. So, but regardless of that, I still think my childhood was what shaped me, my mentality to get here, because there was a lot of time in my childhood that I was like pissed about stuff. And I'm like, this can be the end. This can just be it. It has to change. Like, I was really pissed. And from that moment, I was able to do more than the average people to get where I want to go.